Hi everyone, it's Jasmine Rose here with your weekly angel card reading. This is from Monday the 28th of March to Sunday the 3rd of April. I've got quite a lot going on at the minute in terms of getting these readings out. My aim is to continue to upload a reading once a week, but I'm in the middle of a house move at the minute. I am very wary that I may lose internet connection for a while. So it's my intention to try and do as many of these readings in one sitting as I can and upload, instead of not maybe submitting a reading and it might be a while before I get back into it again. So if you're enjoying these videos, could you please subscribe or give the videos a thumbs up, just so I know that there are people out there who are watching them and enjoying them. Okay, so as usual, I'm just pulling cards for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and the weekend. This week I have bundled two Doreen Virtue decks. It seems to be Doreen Virtue decks that I have a lot of. I've just bunged them all, some of them all together, so there's no really telling what you're going to get today. I have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and the weekend. Okay, for Monday, Tuesday we have Patience. Archangel Jophiel. Your dreams are blooming more rapidly than you realise. Still, they need nurturing and patience. Over the past couple of weeks I have been talking about how things are manifesting very quickly right now, and that is why your thoughts and your feelings need to be in total alignment with your goals. If you're feeling negative, stressed, you're putting that out into the universe, and then that is coming back as a manifested obstacle. So that is why it is really important to try and think about when obstacles do come up, see them more as a challenge than an obstacle. Try to view it as something that is helping you grow and to strengthen your resolve. I feel as if this card is coming up to say kind of slow yourself down. Everything is happening. Everything may be happening very fast for you, and the desired outcomes are happening. They're on their way, they're around the corner, but at the minute there's so many things that need your attention, and it's really just to say to be really patient with yourself at the minute. You know, remember to take really good care of yourself. I'm just looking at this card and seeing that there are lots of flowers in this little garden, but you know, we nurture plants and we nurture flowers. And the first thing that kind of sprung to mind there was how we need to kind of nurture ourselves. So it's important to take time out and to make sure that, you know, during these stressful times where you maybe are working to achieve your goals, and maybe you have a lot of projects which have a lot of deadlines at the minute. If you don't look after yourself first, how can you possibly finish your goals, or how can you have your desired outcome if you're not taking care of yourself? This is to pay attention to the small detail, and remember, take things slowly. Maybe take a look at your current couple of weeks and look at your schedule and think about how you can fit everything in, and don't be frightened to ask for help. Sometimes the more we want something to happen, the more obstacles we put in our own way. So have patience that things are going to turn out. A really good example for myself is this weekend I signed the contract for a new flat, but I've still got to wind up the old one first. I couldn't really make a decision until I knew I was getting somewhere new to stay, and I have so much to do to this new place. I've got electricity and water and gas that needs switched on, but because we've got a bank holiday I can't do anything about it till Tuesday, which is kind of pushing me back a little bit. However, that time that it's pushing me back, I've still got time to work on other things right now, so it's a case of using my time wisely. This is all about using your time wisely at the start of the week, and just be patient with yourself and patient with other people. You're going to get where you need to be. Just take a deep breath. Is there other ways to get around them? Is there anybody you can ask for help right now that are maybe willing to lend you a hand? Now as we move on to the middle of the week, we have Grace and Antoinette, and it says to help heal the situation, see the other person's point of view with compassion. Okay, so the middle of the week we're faced with this card which is saying we need to kind of look at the other person's point of view with compassion. Now the first thing I'm drawn to about this card is that it's very green, and that kind of tells me that there's a lot of healing work that needs to be done surrounding the heart chakra. And maybe if you've been having any disagreements with anyone else, is really kind of trying to put yourself in the other person's shoes. I feel this is more a card about self-worth than it is about seeing someone else's point of view. I feel this is more referring to giving yourself the benefit of the doubt. I feel as if maybe you're being too hard on yourself, not giving yourself the compassion that you would maybe need. Maybe it would help if you did view yourself as maybe the way you tend to view other people. If you're someone who normally gives, if you're someone else who always sees things from other people's point of view and normally gives them that credit, validate their feelings, or to readily give love and compassion, maybe it's time you viewed yourself as that other person, to give yourself a bit of distance, because sometimes when we look at ourselves and we look at our own flaws and we look at our situation, sometimes we can be really hard on ourselves. So I feel as if this is what this card is meaning for us this week. It feels as if it is to do with giving yourself a little bit of love and compassion, knowing that you aren't perfect, that sometimes things do happen, but I feel as if it is to do with self-love, accepting that maybe you can't always change the things that you want to. At the same time, I do think there is an element of putting yourself in the other person's shoes, but remember to make sure you're giving yourself that space first before you give it to someone else, because in doing that you're able to validate your own feelings and your own self-worth. And sometimes we might even just have to accept that even if something was quite trivial and maybe the other person is running with it, maybe it does generally hurt them more than it would hurt us. Maybe it will be that an argument is resolved, and the only way it's going to be resolved is to say, let's agree to disagree, or I'm sorry for my part in it. When we come to the end of the week, we've got relationship harmony, and we've got Archangel Raguel, and it says, we angels are opening the hearts to everyone involved. Arguments and conflicts are being resolved around you now, are being resolved right now. If we go back to the first card here before I explain the second card here, perhaps the patience is not necessarily a material thing. Maybe it's not necessarily a goal. Maybe it could also be, waiting to kind of get contact with a particular person, maybe waiting to the right time before something is resolved, but to give yourself the self-love that you need to be able to do that, to be able to stand up for yourself, or to be able to engage with the other person. Now this last card is talking about relationship harmony, and it is that it's surrounded by a lot of blue and a lot of gold. Also holding a branch here, and I don't think it's an olive branch, but it gives me that certain difficult relationships are going to be healed right now. What I feel is really happening here is, if we notice, the past two cards here are really green, which are telling me that this is mostly to do with the heart chakra and maybe some blockages to do with self-love and extending our love to others. Now we move on to the blue, which is the next chakra, which would be the throat chakra, which is above the heart chakra. So once we resolve these blocked issues in the heart space, we can then go on to speak. I feel for a lot of you, we're coming out of a bit of a dark time to do with relationships. There's been like a lot of maybe arguments and some problems, and for a lot of you, for those of you who are empaths, there's maybe been some hiding away from other people, or there's been some hiding away from other people, or loss of contact just to shield yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. With the full moon, we're bringing in a new cycle here, and we're kind of working on a higher level of consciousness, so we're extending our hand and forgiving others. Now remember that forgiving people is not for the sole benefit of the other person that is asking for the forgiveness. Forgiveness should always benefit yourself, because there's no point in holding on to old grudges because they make us unwell and they make us sick. So the relationship harmony coming in is signifying that things are working out for the best. The air is going to be cleared and you're going to be able to approach another level of communication with people. There's a lot of healing going on this weekend for those of you involved, and it is just a case of, if you're needing the help, asking your angels, your spirit guides, asking a deity that you believe in to give you that strength to deal with other people, to say your piece and to move on from it. So that's all I've got for this week, and I look forward as always to seeing you next week. Bye.